Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday to you. Opal and I. Opal, do you want to say hello? Have decided to do our video first thing this morning. Apologize for my crazy hair. It just is what it is. Anyways, I just wanted to say good morning, and hopefully you are all well. So this first week, you were supposed to create your Goodreads account. It looks like you've all done so and joined the group, and you've been picking your tech books. A lot of you have picked Soonish. Let me have some coffee. Mmm, so good. And that's a great book. You're going to love it. There's lots of great books about technology. Sometimes there's some that are very dry and you need to be prepared for that, but Soonish is not one of them. It's a really good one. And I told you I'm really looking forward to reading my tech memoir right now. I find tech very interesting. And one of the things that you were supposed to do this week is you were supposed to consider future predictions as educators and to introduce yourself. So let me do both. So as I said, my name is Dee Dee Wood and I'm your prof for the next 8 weeks. I have many animals in the house, so you will see people popping by every now and then, little furry people like Opal. We have a pig, we have a squirrel, we have an African gray. Sometimes I have to close the office door because she'll start talking to you in my voice because she wants to teach you. So she wants to be the professor. But we have all sorts of animals. It's a fun and lively house. And it's a multi-generational house. This is the house that I grew up in. That my children grew up in, that my mom raised her family in. And so lots of love, lots of people of varying ages have been in the home, and it's made for a lovely experience. Not that we are not a dysfunctional mess, Irish, Scottish, Dutch, Russian, it gets passionate around here, but we have a good time. So anyway, so that's a little bit about me. I'm a musician, I'm a writer, I'm an educator, obviously. Last night I was at the vet. We have an older dog. He's 17, Nico. I love him terribly, but I don't think he's gonna last past the day, unfortunately. He's in the other room all cozy right now, and you know, there I am, and they're taking care of him and trying to get him comfortable. And somebody's like, "Hey, are you so and so?" And like turned to her husband. She's like a really well-known musician, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" You know, I look like a mess and sad, and you know, those things do happen. You can see him turning pink even in this video right now while we're talking about it. But anyways, so that's a little bit about me. My husband, my significant other, is Stephen. He's a Scotsman, but he doesn't have the accent, but his family's complete Scottish. And so we like to get in brawls about Ireland and Scotland. And he is currently in Big Bear on his way home. But he is currently in Big Bear at our historic cabin. So we have 2 historic cabins now in Big Bear that we are bringing back to like their historic beauty. So we are stewards of the forest, and both of our cabins are in the forest. And in fact, we have to snowshoe in when we get the crazy, not that we don't love the snow, but we have to snowshoe in when we get those big snowstorms that we usually do right after Thanksgiving through the New Year's. So anyways, let's see, what else? Love teaching high school, love being a prof, come from a family of educators. My sister also works for Concordia doing administration education. She's a retired superintendent. And that's about it. Opal's looking at me like she wants to add something in, but she doesn't get to. So there you have it, a little bit about me. My future predictions for education. Can't tell you. That's all there is to it. I can't tell you. It's really interesting studying, you know, technology. But to be honest, you know, no matter how we predict at this point in time, we're really teaching, you know, traditional education for students who the jobs that are coming, they're not even created yet. And tech is changing so rapidly that we just don't know for sure what's going to happen with education related to technology. I mean, there's already colleges where they have like kiosks of professors and counselors and those types of things, and we're already seeing holograph imagery and educational companies that are now creating books for children where like a little 3D, holograph character comes out and helps them read along. So we just honestly don't know exactly what's going on. It's very exciting, it's very interesting, and I think the key is you are studying tech. I want you to remind yourselves, and I say this in every single one of my classes that I teach for Concordia and to my students, you want to use technology as an educator to work smarter, not harder. So a lot of times people put these constraints on you and want you to do all of these things, and you're like, okay. And this goes for beginning teachers all the way to experienced teachers. We're like, okay, I'm doing this. This is my routine. And now you've thrown something else in, and I've got to figure out how to integrate that into my curriculum. And then, of course, the climate changes again, and they throw something else in. And the longer you teach, my experienced students, my experienced teachers in this class, you'll know, education is very cyclical. And so they'll be very, very interested in one thing, and then they'll move to something else, and then they'll move back to something, maybe rename it or modify it a little bit, and all of a sudden that'll be, what's interesting to them again. And so you kind of have to be a constant student yourself, and we can get in that mindset, like, oh, they're throwing more things at me, and I'm not going to do it. Well, I can't stop you from doing that. But I think the better tack to take is let me at least learn it and study it. I mean, we're educators, and education is what we are proud of, and being smart and knowledgeable is what we're proud of. That was a big thing in my family growing up. You had to be tough, but you had to be smart, and you had to be witty. I felt like I was raised like a Spartan sometimes. Anyways, you have to be willing to study. So whenever I get really frustrated with something new that's been thrown at me, even in technology, I'm not the be all and end all of technology. And I have people that know more than me, sometimes my students, that I go to and ask for advice. How do you do this? How do you do that? A lot of times the kids know things that I don't know, because it's a new generation, and they've been swimming in tech since they were born. So they're always good to help, and it's a good teaching moment for them to be able to be the teacher for us. But so I find I just have to make sure that I have time. And I think that's the biggest thing for all of us, is that even in these classes, I've ran into people that the people that I see that really struggle with the class, they wait until Sunday study and then turn things in. I understand procrastination, but all research shows that to really, hold something and to be educated by something, you have to study it, and you have to study it again, and you have to take time and kind of relax into it and let your mind explore it. So I think that's the thing that you have to find a way to keep your frustration level low. That's my future prediction for technology, that teachers need to keep their frustration level at a minimum as they're trying to learn all of this new technology to advance their students and use these things to work smarter, not harder. And I think if you do that, you'll come across some really cool stuff that might work for your class and be able to integrate in and make you feel comfortable and help your kids to be career and college ready. I mean, look at this class we're having right now. It's online. You're not submitting any hard copies like in my hand. You're submitting, digitally uploading hard copies for me and stuff, but this is what it is. As I'm talking to you right now, I'm off doing something else. You might be cleaning your house or watching a show while you're watching me. I don't know. So let's just keep that in mind as we're studying. Make time to learn, make time to read your tech book, and really enjoy it. Allow yourself to grow as an educator through the MyEd program. I mean, that's what you're doing. I mean, of course, you're doing it for financial reasons as well. Everybody is, but you're also doing it to become a better educator, maybe to move on to national board or some type of position that you're really looking forward to. So just keep that in mind. Okay, I'm about to go to the 10-minute mark, and I'm not going over the 10-minute mark with my introduction. So There you go. So remember your introductions, your future predictions for education. Your Goodread account should have been created, and you should have joined my group. Most of you, like I said, have. So make sure you screenshot that. Yes, I see you in the Goodread group, and that's wonderful, and we're all there. But you know, that's not like an official document. You could, I could give you credit, and then you could just jump out of the group. I don't think you're going to do that, but I'm just saying you could. So make sure that you screenshot, you know, some evidence that you have your Goodread account, that you've joined the group. However you want to do it, it's fine with me. Don't forget to upload it to the submit assignment column on or before 11:59 p.m. tonight. You have a great week ahead of you studying 3D printing. I find that to be incredibly fascinating. I think you will too. I do not want you to be frustrated as you're working your way through this 3D printing stuff. For some of you, it's going to be really simple. For others of you, it's going to be difficult. You need to make sure that you spend the time looking over things and preparing. If you do that, when you create something, it's going to be really fun. And just remember that whatever file you submit to me should be your original work, not something that you've pulled from the web or anything like that. I want to see you do something. And I'll know if you didn't. I want you to, you know, try to create something fabulous. Okay? So just start looking at that and being prepared. And if you need me, you know where to find me. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.